you're rearranging equations, you're not actually going to be able to solve them, in that you won't be able to come up with a value for any of these pronumerals. But what you can do is rearrange it to make a different one the subject. Now, what do I mean by the subject? Well, when you have an equation like this, y equals 2x plus 1, say, the subject is y because y is all by itself on one side of the, think of it like a seesaw. One side of the seesaw you have the y, and on the other side you have a bunch of stuff that y equals. Now, any equation can be rearranged to make another pronumeral the subject. So in this one we have two pronumerals. We could rearrange this to make x the subject by pretty much just doing the same thing to both sides, similar to if we were solving it. The only difference is we don't know what y is and we don't know what x is, and we can't actually work it out. But to get the x's by themselves, we could subtract 1 from both sides. Subtracting 1 from this side will disappear the plus 1, and subtracting 1 from this side will give us y minus 1. At that point, to get the x's by themselves, we can divide everything by 2. Now, everything means the y and the minus 1. So there's two ways you can do that. You can either write the x on its own here and then take the y minus 1 and put it all divided by 2. That's the exact same thing as if we had said let's divide the y by 2 and divide the 1 by 2. Which one's better? Well, they're both the same really. Probably the first one was slightly simpler, y minus 1 over 2. And if you want to make x the subject, often it's just convention to put the x first. It doesn't strictly have to be, but the answer looks nice and tidy like this. Here's one out of your module, which we can work through together. It asks you to make v the subject of this equation. So you need to basically disappear the f and the minus e from this side to leave the v all by itself. You can do those things one at a time or both together. We'll start by just doing them one at a time. Let's first disappear the f from this side of the equation. Now this is a plus f, there's no sign in front of it, but it would be a positive f. So we need to subtract f from both sides. So we can write out everything else that's left on this left-hand side, and on this side we can subtract f. Now to get the v on its own, we need to remove this minus e. And to remove minus e, we need to add e to both sides. Adding e to this side will disappear the e here, and we'll just have the v on its own, but we'll need to have added e to this side. And you can just write this out and add e at the end. And you're done. There are some more complicated questions towards the end of the module. So to just tackle one of those, let's have a go at this one. C over 5 equals f minus 32 over 9, and it asks you to make f the subject. So doing things one at a time here, we want to get the f by itself. So telling the story of what's happened to this f, it's had 32 taken away from it, and then all of that has been divided by 9. So to undo the last thing that happened first, we want to multiply both sides by 9, and that'll disappear this divide by 9 on this side. But if we multiply by 9 on this side, we'll have 9c over 5 equals f minus 32. So we're close. We just need to now disappear this plus 32. If we add 32 to this side, we'll just have the f on its own, which is what we want. But over this side, we'll need to add 32. Now be careful, the 32 will be added separately, tacked onto the end. It won't have this divided by 5 as part of it. And if you like to rearrange that by writing the f first, like that, then you're finished. These two terms can go in either order, they're being added, so it makes no difference which way we do it.